he gonna be recording.
So it's streaming live right now on YouTube, but it's not it's yeah, it's going live now. All right.
All right. So the syllabus will include the class opening and the closing salutation, the stances, the stretching exercises, then the stances, then the footwork. Then after that, there are 3 groups of blocks: block for open hand, block for short knife and short blunt objects, and then a blocking if a person is coming at you with a sword or coming at you with a longer knife. And then after the 3 groups of blocks, we have the block plus the strike, and then we have unlocking the locks and counter locks. Other people refer to locks as submission holds. So we'll be going through wrist lock, arm lock, shoulder lock. And after that, what I will do is, because Harmony is with the group this morning, I will go from all of the previous mentioned exercises and techniques to teaching her the Shin Fu Yang family classical Tai Chi form. But with her, we'll just go up. I will give her the opening move, and the first posture is called grasping the bird's tail. So that's as far as I will take her today. And, at that point, the class for her will be over. But the class also includes defending oneself against a knife. Eventually, we'll get into defending oneself against a gun, stick, other blunt objects. But that part of the class, Harmony won't be a part of that right now. Maybe later on, once I see how well she does, we may include her in that section of the class.
I mean, I'm on,
so I
can be a part of that part.
Oh, okay. Well,
I got 2 kids over here I can use.
Well, when Harmony finishes, then you can step in.
All right.
And we'll go through all the knife blocks and stick if you want.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
When we begin class, we begin with the open class salutation. And I will face the camera so that you can see how the open salutation, the moves for it. Whenever your feet are together, we call this a informal stance. And when we bring both arms up with the making a fist with the fingers closed, but the palm facing, or the front part of the hand or fist facing upward to the ceiling. This is called chambers. Then we move the right foot out 45 degrees to the right. So move your right foot out 45 degrees to the right. Just turn it out. See? You just swing it out. Yeah, but keep your feet closed for right now. You swing it out to the right. The salutation goes, may, and you bring your left hand over top of your fist. Step out into what we call a cat stance, or Shibu stance. May the, and this is called a horizontal fist. May the righteous dominate over, your hands down, over the wicked, and then bring your feet together. Po. Po is a word in the Filipino Cebuano language, which is Cebu in the Philippines. Po is a word of greeting or a word of respect. So we'll do it again. You ready? Informal stance, chambers. Swing the right foot out, may. But keep your heels together. May. Step out with your left toe, your left foot, just a little weight on your toe or your toes. The, punch out a horizontal fist. Righteous. Put both hands together, right hand over the left hand. Dominate, go up. Over the, and then pull it back in, wicked, po. And then you just slap the side of your leg, but your feet are together. So since this is being taped, you can review it and practice that until next week. The next part of the class is the stretching exercises. But before we get into the opening of the class, out of respect, we always bow to the founder of the system. We bow to the senior students, and we bow to each other. So now we go into the stretching exercise. We do backwards arm motion. Ready? Swing your arms back. Do this 10 times. Forward, 1. All right. Hands down. Then we lift our shoulders and rotate the shoulders backwards. Ready? 1. Then forward. And then we put our hands together like it's a prayer book. You open it and then completely turn the wrist so that the hands are opening and you're opening the book toward you. And push your wrist together so you stretch out the wrist. And then you reverse it. All right. Now we take our heads and we rotate our heads counterclockwise 10 times. Reverse it clockwise. And then forward and backwards. And then side to side. And then you look left and right. Now we do front body bending. So open your legs into what we call an open stance. And then your hands on your hips go down. And the object is to stretch to, you can touch your fingers to the floor. All right. Then we do side body bending. You'll do 2 to each side up to 10. So 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2, 8, 2, 10, 2. And then we do waist twisting. So first you want to turn your waist. You want to hit your liver and your kidney. Liver in the front, kidney in the back. To massage your liver and your kidney. You start there. Then you raise it up, lungs and heart. All right. Now we do leg stretching. You will stretch the leg out to the left, and you want to try and keep your back straight. Stretch to the right, and you want to work on keeping your back straight. Stretch to the left, keep your back straight. Stretch to the right. Now, pull up your toes so you're on your heels, and then circle your toes. Other side, circle your toes. Other side. Other side. And then that completes the stretching. Now we go into the stance work. So you're in the informal stance. Chamber. The first stance we call the informal stance. Open to what we call an open stance. A little further out is called a straddle stance. Now, the open stance is a narrow shoulder stance. Straddle stance is a wider shoulder stance. Then we have a cat stance where you balance 90% of your weight on the leg that is holding you up and 10% on your toes. This is called a cat stance or a Shibu stance. Then you step out 90 degrees into a forward stance. You want to have a shoulder width apart between each leg, and this leg is out 2 steps out. So that's a forward stance. Sit back is reverse stance. One-legged stance. Crossover stance. and then it repeats. Informal, open leg, straddle, cat, forward, reverse, one leg, crossover. Open, informal stance, open stance, straddle stance, cat stance, forward stance, reverse stance, one-legged stance, crossover stance. Informal stance, open stance, straddle stance, cat stance, forward stance, reverse stance, one-legged stance, crossover stance. Other side, informal stance, open stance, straddle stance, cat stance, forward stance, reverse stance, one-legged stance, crossover stance. Informal stance, open stance, straddle stance, cat stance, forward stance, reverse stance, one-legged stance, crossover. Informal, open leg, straddle, cat, forward, reverse, one-legged, crossover. Informal, open, straddle, cat, forward, reverse, one-legged, crossover. Then we go into the footwork. Because this is, the name of this style is called the Pamukol. And these are the footwork for the Pamukol system. The first one is called Eagle 5-step. And I will demonstrate it from chambers to a left forward stance. And we do it with blocks. So this will be when you step forward, this is an upper and lower block. Twist the foot out, step forward with your right foot, upper and lower block. Turn. Step with your left foot, upper and lower block. Twist the foot out, step, upper and lower block. Turn. Step, left forward stance, upper and lower block. Sit back. That's to the left side. Now we do it to the right side. Chambers. Left forward stance, upper and lower block. Twist step. Step with forward stance, upper and lower block. Turn, step with the right foot, upper and lower block. Twist step out, upper and lower block. Turn, step, upper and lower block. You'll review it, and we're going to go on to the Eagle 7-step. So a chamber, feet are together. Left forward stance, step forward, upper and lower block. Right forward stance, upper and lower block. Then you turn 90 degrees, upper and lower block. Turn, another 90 degrees, upper and lower block. Turn, upper and lower block. Step, upper and lower block. Turn, step, upper and lower block. Other side, chamber. Right forward stance, left forward stance, turn. Right forward stance, turn. Left forward stance, turn. Right forward stance, turn. Left forward stance. Because we're taping this, you will review this. And then later, what I may do is once it's all over, we can go back. All right, get into an informal stance again. Harmony, informal stance. Legs together. Legs together. There we go. Now this is called the Eagle 9 steps. So just follow it. And because it's being taped, you can review it later. Chamber. Left forward stance. Upper and lower block. Turn 180 degrees. Right forward stance. Turn 90 degrees. Left forward stance. Turn 180 degrees. Right forward stance. Turn 90 degrees. Left forward stance. Turn 180 degrees. Right forward stance. Turn 90 degrees. Left forward stance. Turn 180 degrees. Right forward stance. And then turn 90 degrees. Left forward stance. Then you do the same thing to the other side. Right forward stance, 90 degrees. Left forward stance, 180 degrees. Right forward stance, 90 degrees. Left forward stance, 180 degrees. Right forward stance, 90 degrees. Left forward stance, 180 degrees. Right forward stance, 90 degrees. Left forward stance, 180 degrees. Right forward stance, 90 degrees. You'll be able to review that later. Now we go into the blocks. The first group of blocks are for open hand. So chamber, left forward stance. This is called an upper block. This is an inline block. Whichever foot is forward, we call this inline. So this hand comes up and the palm is facing you. The next one is called a T block, where you push to the side. This is a T block. Then we have a double outside slapping block, where the left hand drops down, circles around, the right hand blocks the left, or actually deflects the right hand block. That's a double outside slapping block. Then we go to a double inside slapping block, where the left hand deflects and the right hand blocks. This is a double inside slapping block. Then you go from here to an inside block. It's just you use your left arm is vertical. Inside block. Left arm is vertical. Outside block. Then you press down. This is called a pressing block. Left hand presses down and you go into a reverse stance. Left hand presses down. Right hand presses down. Left hand presses down. The palm is always facing the floor. So that's called a pressing block. Then we go into an upper and lower block. Left hand is the low block. Right hand is the upper block. Left hand, this is called oblique. Left hand, right hand is the lower block. Left hand is the upper block. Then we do it again. Left hand is the lower block. Right hand is the upper block. And then we add a T block to it. So the left hand comes and the right hand presses. Then we do it to the other side. This, whichever foot is forward, that hand on that side, this is called inline. Whichever foot is back, the hand on that side, that's called oblique when it comes to blocking. So this is oblique, lower, upper and lower block. So lower right hand, upper left hand. And then we go into the T block, which is right hand is horizontal, left hand is vertical. And then pull back to the informal stance. Now what we do to one side, we do to the other side. Chambers, right forward stance. into an upper block, and then into a T block, then into a double outside slapping block, then into an double inside slapping block, then into inside block, outside block, pressing block, but you sit back. Right hand down, palm is pressing the person's hands down. That is a pressing block. Then go forward into an upper and lower block. Right hand low, left hand up, oblique, upper and lower block. Then upper and lower block to a T block, upper and lower block, T block on the other side. Now, we added in another block that I'll put in here, but it's in another section of this blocking system. I call it the inside block, where the inside hand comes in and the outside hand is over top. So block with the palm facing towards you, and then block the upper hand with the palm facing down. Do the same thing to the other side. Block inside, and the right palm is facing you, the left palm is facing down, and then chambers. When you get into blocking a knife or a foot or other blunt object, that block on the inside, we call it a low block. That's what that block is for, but we put it in the first group. Now the next blocking is for a knife, a short knife. So chambers, left forward stance, it would be an inside block, but we call this slide in. The reason we call it slide in is because you're not taking a step, you're just sliding forward. This back foot, when we get to the block that's called a step in, anytime you have a trailing foot that you go forward, that is called a step in. When both feet are together, say that again?
You're off the screen.
Oh.
Yes, good.
When we do this group of blocking, back some more?
No, you're good. Jabari was in your way.
Oh, Jabari. Okay. When feet are together and this blocking group, this is called a slide in with an inside block. Slide in. Your other hand is basically touching your elbow. So this is called slide in, only because both feet are together and you're sliding this one forward to an inside block. Then this is called lower outside block. But you want to keep your back straight. So lower outside block, then lower inside block, then this is called oblique outside block, then come up, this is called oblique inside block, then oblique low, and then twist step, step in. So I'll redo that one more time. This is for a short knife, blocking against a short knife. Chambers, slide in, the left forward stance, inside block, lower outside block, lower inside block, oblique outside block, oblique in, oblique low. The palm will be facing you and your fingers will be pointing down, and then step in. Oblique, it's called step in. Now what you do to one side, you do to the other side. So chambers, slide in, lower out, lower in, oblique out, oblique in, oblique low, step in. Now for a longer night, Chambers. It is left lower out, lower in, oblique out, oblique low. Other side, lower out, lower in, oblique out, oblique low. Now we go into the blocks and the strikes. In the Pomocole system, we call the fist, where the knuckles are vertical, we call that a vertical punch. When the knuckles are horizontal, we call that a horizontal punch. The only time that we do a horizontal punch in Pomocole is when you do the salutation, the opening 7 counts of balance. The is a horizontal punch. That's the only time in Pomocole we use a horizontal punch. Everything else is vertical. So the first one is called a long-range vertical fist strike to the face with a inline double outside slapping block. Now, it sounds a little complicated and involved, but in the first blocking system, Chambers, I'll demonstrate it. Left forward stance, double outside slapping block. We come over and you anticipate the person is going to strike you with the other hand so that you would block the other hand or press the other hand to the person's body. And this is called a long-range vertical fist strike to the face. And then we go back. So we'll do that one more time. Chambers, left forward stance, double outside slapping block, trap or press, long-range vertical fist strike to the face. And what you do to one side, you do to the other side. Chambers, right forward stance, double outside slapping block, trap or press, long-range vertical fist strike to the face. The next one is called a short-range middle vertical fist strike to the solar plexus. When we say middle, there are 3 levels in martial arts. There's the upper level, middle level, and lower level. So this punch will be to your opponent's middle level. And it is a punch that goes to the solar plexus. Where your breastplate is, the solar plexus is right there where the ribs come together. That's your solar plexus. So this is called a short-range middle vertical fist strike to the solar plexus. And the blocking is an inside slapping block. So Chambers, left forward stance, double inside slapping block, press or trap the opponent's hand, and you're going to strike to the opponent's solar plexus. And then back. To the other side. Right forward stance, double inside slapping block, press, punch with the left punch to the solar plexus of the opponent. So that's a short range middle vertical fist strike to the solar plexus. The next one is a back fist strike to the face. So Chambers, and we use a double inside slapping block. So Chambers, left forward stance, double inside slapping block. We grab the opponent's arm or wrist. We pull, and then a back fist strike to the face. I'll do that one more time. Chambers. And this is a back fist strike to the face off a double inside slapping block. Left forward stance, double inside slapping block, grab the opponent's right wrist, and then back fist strike to the face. Other side, right forward stance, double inside slapping block, grab the opponent's left wrist, back fist strike to the face. Now, when you do a back fist, you just lean, your knuckles will be vertical, and you smash the face. Next one is an uppercut to the rib, and we use what we call a bolo punch. The bolo punch, you swing, you gather momentum, and you come up. You do it with both hands, gather momentum, and come up. So when we come up with an uppercut, we come up because we wound up with a bolo punch, and we are punching up into the rib cage. So we do this off of a double inside slapping block. So chambers, left forward stance, double inside slapping block, grab your adversary's right arm, pull it, and as you're pulling it, come with a bolo punch, uppercut to the ribs. Right forward stance, double inside slapping block, push or trap the opponent's arm in, bolo punch, uppercut to the ribs. The next one is a hammer fist strike to the temple. Anytime we're a hammer fist, it's where you're taking your the meaty part of your fist and you're coming down. We come from the outside inside. So this is called a hammer fist strike to the temple, and we use it with a double outside slapping block. Chambers, left forward stance, double outside slapping block, trap or press the opponent's other hand to his body, and a hammer fist strike to the head or to the temple. In that case, it would be the right temple of your opponent. On a right forward stance, which is the other side, right forward stance, double outside slapping block, trap, hammer fist strike to the opponent's left temple. Next one is a corkscrew punch to the groin. Anytime it's a corkscrew, you're taking the fist and you're twisting it like you are twisting a corkscrew. And you are, this one is attacking the groin. This strike we do off of an inside slapping block. So chambers, right forward stance, left forward stance, double inside slapping block, grab the person's arm, press it, corkscrew, punch to the groin. Other side, right forward stance. Double inside slapping block, press, corkscrew, punch to the groin. The next one is a smashing back fist strike to the groin off of a double inside slapping block. Chambers, left forward stance, double inside slapping block, back fist strike to the opponent's groin. Right forward stance, double inside slapping block, press, back fist strike to the groin. The next one is the inside chop to the side of the neck. Chambers, and this is off of a double outside slapping block. Chambers, left forward stance, double outside slapping block. Trap the opponent's hand, strike, inside chop to the opponent's neck. Right side, Chambers, right forward stance, double outside slapping block, trap, strike to the opponent's inside chop to the opponent's neck. The next one is outside chop to the bridge of the nose off of a double inside slapping block. Chambers, left forward stance, double inside slapping block, grab the opponent's arm, outside chop to the bridge of the nose. Chambers, right forward stance, double inside slapping block, grab the opponent's arm, outside chop to the bridge of the nose. Next one is a lower chop to the groin off of a double inside slapping block. Chambers, left forward stance, double inside slapping block, grab, lower chop to the groin, lower outside chop to the groin. Chambers, right forward stance, double inside slapping block, lower chop to the groin. Next one is a inward elbow strike to the jaw. So Chambers, left forward stance, double outside slapping block. We reach over and grab the opponent's neck. We pull the neck forward and deliver an inside elbow strike to the jaw. Right forward stance, double outside slapping block, reach over, grab the opponent's neck, inward elbow strike to the jaw. Next one is the outward elbow strike to the face. Chambers, left forward stance, inside slapping block, grab, elbow strike to the opponent's face. Chambers, right forward stance, double inside slapping block, elbow strike to the opponent's face. Next one is the upward elbow strike to the chin off of a double outside slapping block. Chambers, left forward stance, double outside slapping block, reach over, grab the opponent's neck, pull his head down, upward elbow strike to the chin. Right forward stance, double outside slapping block, reach over, grab the opponent's head, come upward, elbow strike to the chin. Next one is a downward elbow strike to the spine. We do it off of a double inside slapping block, and we also have a come along shoulder lock. So I will demonstrate it to you. Chambers, left forward stance, double inside slapping block, reach over, pull, swing your left arm up under your opponent's armpit, pull the head down, step up, and come down on the base of the spine with the elbow. So we'll do again. Chambers. This is a downward elbow strike to the spine off a double inside slapping block. So Chambers, left forward stance, double inside slapping block, come along shoulder lock, turn, upward, downward elbow strike to the spine. Do it to the other side, right forward stance, double inside slapping block, come along shoulder lock, downward elbow strike to the spine. Now that completes all of the blocks and strikes. The next section we go through is the unlocking the lock and the shoulder lock. And we start off with a hand squeeze. So it's up to the two of you if you want to be on candid camera. If not, I'll do it with either the two of you can do it together, or I can do it with Jabari. Well, since you, all right, you have to come within here. All right, I'm going to show you. This is what, when the palm is facing up and the back of the palm is facing down, we call that supine. When the palm is facing down, we call that prone. So our wrist locks on the hand are either a supine wrist lock or a prone wrist lock. Come here, Jabari. If Jabari's hand is down like this, this is a supine because the back of the hand, his hand is facing down. So if he's shaking my hand and I go to a supine wrist lock, I'm going to reach over with my left hand and I'm going to first, the knuckle of the long finger. You press your hand, your left hand, the hand that's not shaking. You take your left hand and you put it on that knuckle. Then you slide down and take the right hand and put that on that knuckle. And then you turn it to the left. You turn it to the left and you take it across this angle. Right, you take it across that angle. That's a supine wrist lock. The reason this is important is later on, if I show you knife disarming, everything is off a wrist lock using a supine, prone, and reverse vertical wrist lock. So again, person is shaking my hand and they're squeezing it. I reach over, put my thumb on their knuckle, turn their hand this way, bring my other thumb over so both thumbs are on that knuckle of his long finger. And then I turn it and take it back over his shoulder. So from here, I'm going to take it diagonally across his shoulder. All right? So I'll have them executed. We do it 3 times, one to the left hand and the other one to the right hand. You got to be inside the, right there, that triangle, right there. Yeah. Right. So you're right here. This is where the two of you should be, right here. All right, so you'll see, they do it 3 times each. And what you do to one hand, you do to the other. All right, the next one. The next one is a prone wrist lock. And the prone is where the palm is up. The back of the hand is facing the ceiling. So if the person shakes your hand and you decide I'm going to put a prone wrist lock on him, then you hold the hand so that your palm is facing up. You reach up under and you put your thumb on that knuckle. And then you put the other hand, thumb on the other side of the knuckle, turn the person. and you'll do the same thing. You will drive the person diagonally. You want to make a line from his wrist to his shoulder. So when you turn it, you want to be turning it and driving it towards his shoulder. So again, if the person is grabbing your hand, you have a choice. The other one is when your palm is facing down, his palm is facing up. That's supine. If your palm is facing up and his back of his hand is facing towards the ceiling, reach up under, grab his hand, turn it, put your thumb on his knuckle, put the other thumb on that same knuckle, turn it, and then drive it across towards his opposite shoulder. So they do that 3 times. Because you'll never know in a fight, you will grab and that wrist lock will be there. The next one, which is my favorite, it's called a reverse vertical wrist lock. You get into it similar to the way you get into a prone wrist lock. If he has my hand, my palm is facing up, and I reach up, same way as you do a prone wrist lock. The only difference is you're going to take the right hand that was shaking, you're going to grab his fingers. And you're going to take his fingers and you want to try and touch the tip of his finger to his nose. And as you're making a circular motion with his arm to reach his nose, you reach over with your hand and you push his elbow down. So up and over, and you press down, holding those fingers. This is called a reverse vertical wrist lock. I like it because if he punches, I trap. The reverse vertical is right there. And you can apply it in a number of different ways. You can reach over, grab his shoulder, and turn it down. You can reach over, turn it down. One of my favorites is to come over this way and turn it down. So that's the reverse vertical wrist lock. And it's always there on a punch. Like if you block the person's punch up, that fist is right there. Make a fist. So when you do it, in order to get the fingers to open up, you got to slide your fingers all the way down to open his fist up. Once you have that, then you want to go to touch his fingertip to his nose, and at the same time, you pressing this up and over and pressing this down. So they do that 3 times. Now, they're going to repeat all of those with we call it, instead of a hand squeeze, just a one hand wrist hold. So this is a one arm wrist hold, and you do the same thing as if it was a squeezing hand. His hand is here, you turn it up, put your thumb on the knuckle of the long finger, the other knuckle on it, and then you drive across that shoulder. Actually, you drive across the shoulder, taking it that way. So it's diagonal, going across that way. So they do supine wrist lock, prone wrist lock, reverse vertical wrist lock. And then on the wrist lock, we add a fourth one. And that fourth one we call a wrist wrap. Yeah, all like you normally do. Supine, prone, reverse vertical. Yeah. The other one is we call a wrist wrap. He grabs my wrist, reach over and secure his hand on your wrist. Then you want to turn your fingers up. Then you want to rotate your hand. And the bone of the wrist is right here. And so you want to take your finger and you want to point it down. Soon as you point it down, it's very painful. You can see. So that is, if somebody grabs, this is just another wrist lock. If a person grabs your wrist, you immediately turn those fingers up, turn in, and point the fingers down. First point the finger up. Come inside yourself. Come inside. No, the other way. Take her right hand. Quasi, grab Adia's right hand. Grab her right hand. There you go. And then Adia, you put your fingers on his finger. Then you point your hand towards your face, the palm of your hand towards your face, and pull it up so that the fingers are pointing up. Turn first, look at your face with your palm. There you go. Fingers pointing up. Now turn it. Turn your hand towards him with the fingers pointing up. Turn it away from you. Turn your palm away from you. And then reach over, you'll see, yeah, right there in that bone, take the fingers and point it down. Point it down. You got to hold his hand, fingers on you. You got to rotate it. You want to first shoot it up and then turn the wrist. Yeah. Now point the fingers down. There you go. You see? All right, Harmony, you reach over and with your left hand on his hand. Now point your palm of your hand, turn your hand up with the palm facing you. There you go. Point the fingers up. Now turn the fingers towards his wrist. Turn it towards his wrist. The other way. Turn it towards his wrist. Fingers still pointing up. Keep turning. Keep turning. Now point the fingers down and rotate it on that bone. Now point the fingers down. And turn towards him. Use your whole body. Turn towards him. And press it down. There you go. And then press it down. But you want to have the fingers pointing down. Now, there you go. Bring the fingers up. The palm up. Now rotate it so the fingers are pushing, or your palm, the ridge of your palm is on that bone. And then push it down. Point your fingers down over that bone. There you go. Point it down. Point the fingers down. There you go. All right, you'll have an opportunity looking at the video. There you go, right there. That's how you do it. Very good, Adia. You can show that to Harmony. All right, that's the one hand wrist lock. Now we're going to show two-hand wrist lock. Two-hand wrist lock. If a person grabs your, you grab me. Person grabs your arm with two hands. You want to take the free hand and shoot through the gap between the person's two arms. Shoot through the gap, pull the arm up, grab the wrist of the other hand, grab this wrist, turn it, and you can take the person and throw him. Right. So a two-hand wrist lock, a two-hand grab. Shoot it in between the two hands, turn it over, and then use the person's arm as a bar for you to be able to throw the person over. And then you do that both sides. Right. And you do it to both hands. So right. Pull up. Pull his hand up with your hand. Pull it up. No. There you go. Now grab his wrist. Hold on to his wrist. When you turn it, hold on to his wrist. And then with the other hand, you want to cross his two hands. So when you do it, right, but you've got to switch your left hand so it's up under. Switch it. There you go. So it's up under. Right. There, right, like that. And then throw him over. Use his arm as a bar and throw him over. But you want to bring him back across you. Here, pull him back across you. Here, watch. This hand, you're going to grab this wrist. So when this hand comes over and shoots through that gap and it pulls it up, this one is going to come up like this. Some people call that the mouth of the tiger. So when you come over, this hand comes up, you turn, and you use this arm here as a bar. And you're using it also as a lever so that you can pull it this way and push that way. You see, as soon as you do that, the person's foot is lifted up off of the floor. And you can take him this way. I prefer swinging him over this way. So Jabari is very good at doing this. I'll hold him. He throws me into the wall all the time. So when you get it, you just take the person and you can fling it. If there's a wall there, because you're holding on to both of the person's arms, when you fling him, he can't stop his head going into a wall. So if a person grabs you like that, you want to take a split second and figure out where you're going to throw him. You know what you're going to do. So if I'm here, he already knows. As soon as I grab him with two hands, he already knows that he's going to throw me. So all of these are based on grab, somebody grabbing you. Right. The only difference is you grab. Quasi. When this hand shoots through, this hand is going to come up like this. You see this hand he's holding? This hand, the one that she's holding, it comes up to grab this hand here. So you see the mouth of it? There you go. And then this one shoots over, and you're in the position. So as soon as the person grabs you, I see you got the point. And so you do it to both sides. Now you've done it both sides. All right, now this one is called a two-hand grab. This is where the person, and it's executed in the same way. This is where a person is grabbing both your arms. You swing one arm over, and with this one, you reach down and grab the person's wrist. So turn it this way. So if I go this way, I'm going to reach down and grab his wrist. This hand here is going to reach down and grab his wrist. This hand is going to come over, and then you have the same thing. So again, this hand is going to reach down and grab this wrist. This one's going to come over, grab this wrist, and you're going to use it as a bar. You're going to be swinging that bar down, and you can take him across you into a wall. Very good, Quasi. Beating up on them little kids.
Next time I tell you to do something, you better do it.
So they're going to execute. This is called the double wrist hold. The other one was the one-hand wrist hold, the two-hand wrist hold. This is now called the double wrist hold. In between that triangle. Right, but this is called a double wrist hold. So the person is holding the wrist with two hands. You see how they're holding two hands? And then you do it the other side. So, double wrist hold. If you're going to take the person over this way, so this is my right arm. I'm going to swing my right arm over to his left arm. My left hand is going to reach down and grab the hand that's holding my right arm. I'm going to grab that wrist. Then this hand is going to lift that wrist up, and it's going to grab the wrist this way, and then I take it and I turn and send him back that way. So again, right hand, this is my right hand. I'm going to swing it over to his right hand. So my right hand is going to come over up under his right hand. It's going to lift. I'm going to lift both hands at the same time. I lift and then shoot this one down to grab this wrist. So I have his wrist just like this. This hand is going to lift up and grab this wrist. Then I'm going to bring it down and use it as an arm bar. I'm going to take this one up, and then I'm going to turn and send him this way. So again, this is my right arm. I'm going to swing my right arm over to his right arm, but I'm going to swing it up under. Then I can reach down with my left hand and grab his left wrist. So what you're doing is bringing your right arm over to up under his right arm so that your left wrist can reach down and grab his left wrist. So you grab his left wrist, you lift up his right arm with your right arm, and then you turn. You twist. You bring his left arm up and use this as an arm bar. You use his right arm as an arm bar so that you can use his left arm so that you can throw him. And you're using this arm as the bar. And so you work it both sides. You either swing the right hand over this way or you swing the right hand over this way. Either way, it's going to come up under. Whichever hand is the one that you're going to swing, it's going to come under. This one's going to come under. This one's going to come under. This one's going to come under. And when it comes over, you reach down, grab that wrist, pull up, grab this wrist, turn it, and then use it as an arm bar. So those are all of the wrist holds. Now we go into the other wrist holds. These are called pull in and pull down.
They're off the screen.
So with the pull down is if he punches. And, he punches. This is a double outside slapping block. I turn that wrist. As soon as I block, I turn his wrist and I keep turning his wrist. So I have it here. I reach over up under his armpit and then I pull the wrist down. This is called a wrist pull down. Come this way. You want to make sure his elbow is inside of your armpit. Then you bend his fingers so his fingers will look like this. And then you pull down. Very painful, pulling down. So that is from a double outside slapping block. Somebody punches you. You are here, you grab his hand, you immediately slide this one up and start turning like a dish rag. You just want to start turning that wrist, because when you turn the wrist, he gives you the elbow. If I don't turn the wrist, his elbow is going to point out that way. I want to turn it so his elbow is pointing in this way. And then I reach up under, come over. That puts his elbow in my armpit. I want to bend his fingers down, because if you don't have the fingers bent down, it's not going to be painful. And then you have both your hands on either side of his hand, and then you pull down. You're pulling down. Now the counter to that, turn. The counter to this is him going to get his elbow out. So what he does to get his elbow out, reach up. He's going to push my elbow. There you go. That's how you get out of it. Right. But you pull down, make sure those fingers are pointing down and you have the wrist like a knob. And then you just pull it down. Very painful. Now, the next one is called the wrist pull-in. I get to it from a double inside slapping block. He goes to punch, double inside slapping block. I pull him around, pull his arm in, reach up, turn those fingers in and make a fist out of it, and then I pull him into my solar plex right there at the breastplate, and you pull it in. Very painful.
You swing around, couldn't see it.
I get it from a double inside slap and block. So you push in, grab the wrist, turn it towards you, step, and pull it in. It's very painful. And pull it into your breastplate.
I can't tell. Jabari's still standing. You need to show him on the ground.
Show him on the ground.
I gotta hear that the bones cracking, and I gotta hear him wincing in pain.
That'll be. We need another person because Jabari got to work. He got to pay for his expenses. But again, it's a double inside slap and block. Grab that wrist, pull it around, and the way that you get him to pull around is as soon as you block it, reach over and pull his arm this way. And then reach down. As soon as you pull him, reach down. Both hands around his fist. And then you pull it in. You pull it into you. That's called a wrist pull-in. The other one was a wrist pull down, and you get it from a double outside slap and block. Reach up under the armpit, pull down. The other one is a double inside slap and block. You pull, you stick your hand inside his elbow, pull it with your body. Pull it. That puts the his elbow into your breastplate. And then you reach down and pull his hand so you make a fist out of it. And this hand reaches over, and you have a perfect fist, and you pull in. It's very painful. They'll drop to their knees. They'll start crying. They'll start begging. That's what you really wanted to hear. So that's the wrist pull in and wrist pull down until you got to go through it. Yeah. I don't know. Sound like you got female problems. I would twist. I would focus my attention on his wrist and just twist. Keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting. The moment you twist, he's going to give you the elbow. He can't help. You. Wrist pull down. Get it in.
Question for you.
Yes.
What if Jabari steps on Steve's right foot with his right foot? So or now left foot on left foot. So if
step on it?
Yeah. So do that again.
Here. Say to me. I'm going to do a wrist pull down. So I'm going to go a double outside slap and block. I'm going to turn his wrist and keep turning. Then I'm going to reach up under his armpit, and then I'm going to pull it over and down. Now you were saying if he steps on my foot?
No, you step on his foot.
So I'm here, and I step on. You want me to step on his foot, or you want him to step on my foot?
Step on his foot.
Why do I want to step on his foot?
Now pull down.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be painful.
Does it make it more painful?
So, yeah, because you're stepping on his feet. That'll make it more painful. I just prefer to be mindful of my balance. If I put my foot on his foot, if I was him, I'd pull it away. And see, that may upset my balance. Yeah, you do it to me. You want to step on my foot. I would, you know, and when I did that, I'd push my arm out.
Okay. All right.
Wrist pull in, wrist pull down. Both of you did it? Okay. This is wrist pull in. You want to make a fist, you want to make him a fist. You don't want his fingers hanging out there. Because if they hang out there, it's not going to be painful. You want to make it turn into a fist. And see, with the slapping block, you don't have to worry about the size of the person. Because that little slap, I don't care how strong they are, you can slap all day long. We reinforce it. This is a deflection, this is the block. Deflection, block, deflection, block, deflection, block. So we have extra power on our block. We have two hands blocked. It's like in tennis, the difference between swinging the tennis racket with one arm or swinging it with both arms. I find when you get your body into it, it's just more powerful. So that covers all of the wrist locks. Now we go into the arm lock. The first one is an arm bar. We go from the arm bar into a reverse arm bar. So if you punch, I get the, I can get it from either side, but normally the arm bar, you would get it the same way you would get a wrist pull down. So I do a double outside slap and block. I turn that wrist out. Keep turning. His wrist comes up. I reach over. Now the only difference is instead of me pulling it down, I'm pulling it out. I'm using my arm as a bar on his arm to pull it down. Very painful. But again, just like the wrist pull in, if he wants to get out, all he has to do is push my elbow in. So when you get it, you want to bury it deep inside you to make it difficult for him to pull your arm out. But I don't care how deep you pull it, they'll eventually get out if they know how to get out of it. And then you do it to the other side. Now, I normally, the fastest way to get to it is from a double outside slap and block, but I can get to it from a double inside slap and block. The only difference is I then have to go through the trouble of turning it out and getting it here. So if I can get it and not have to do an extra step, because double inside, I get to it the same way I would get to the double outside slap and block. So they go through that. That's an arm bar. You get into the arm bar the same way you get into a wrist pull down, except instead of pulling it down, you're pulling it out. So when a person say arm bar, this is what they're talking about. Right, that's an arm bar. You get into the arm bar the same way you get into the wrist pull down. No. No, here, do this, audio. He's going to punch and you're going to push his arm out. This double outside slap and block. Take your right hand, push out. Now take your left hand, come up with your left hand. No, up under your right hand. There you go, up under your right hand. There you go, on the outside, there you go. Now slide it up and twist his wrist out. Twist his wrist out. There you go. Bring your hand, both hands are here. Stand over here. So I'm you out here. He's going to punch. I block. I deflect with this hand, block with this hand. I pull it up, and I start twisting his wrist. Then I reach up under. That's the arm bar. Yeah, now bring your right hand all the way up to his wrist. Bring your right hand all the way up to his wrist and hold it. And then pull it out. Pull it out like you're going to take him that way. Right. But keep his elbow out of you. Keep his elbow inside your elbow. Do it again. Here, twist that wrist. Reach up under the armpit. You want to get his armpit up under, you want to get his elbow up under your armpit. And you want to make that fist. Right. Take your right. First, Adia, first take your right hand. Hold up your right hand. When the punch comes in, you're going to push it out, and then you're going to come up under the arm with your left hand. This traps his fist. It's hard for him to get it out. Then just turn and bring your left hand and start twisting. You take both your hands and start twisting his wrist like a dish rag. You do dishes, right? Yeah, there you go. You just twist it like a dish rag. Now you got it into position for you to come up under his armpit and then pull, get it, and then pull it out. Start pulling it out this way. No, you want to take your right arm, your right hand, and put it around his wrist. Right, but do it on the inside. Go inside his wrist. You on the outside. There you go. That's it. Now drop the other arm. Drop the other arm. There you go. Now pull it. Pull him down. Walk with him. There you go. Walk with him.
I'm never going to punch you again.
That's an arm bar. So they're going to demonstrate it both arms. Oh, you already did it? All right, so that's an arm bar. The next one is a reverse arm lock. The reverse arm lock, you get into it the same way you get into the arm bar, where you twist, reach up, pull down. The only difference is you take the left hand and you reach over and you pull it up. Is this painful? It's painful.
I didn't hear him scream.
He said he didn't hear you scream. Over here, so you can see again. So this is called a reverse arm lock. Punch comes in, I trap it, I start turning that wrist immediately. So if I turn it more, he's going to give me that elbow. I come up under into an arm bar, then I reach over, I hold on to my arm bar, I hold on to that fist. I turn and I bring it up. What you want, where it's painful is you want to take that elbow and stick it up to the ceiling. So when you come over, you want to lift it up. Okay, Adi, you have it right. Now turn towards it. Now reach over with your left arm and bring it in so you, there you go. Keep coming, keep coming. Now start lifting his elbow up. Start lifting his elbow up. No. No, pull his hand down and with the other hand lift it up. Here, look. This is the arm bar. Reach over, grab. This hand shoots over. Now bring them both towards you like you're cradling a baby. Like you're cradling Ajna. Right. Remember, watch. Block, but you want to get a hold of that wrist because you want to slide your left hand up so you can start twisting like a dish rag. His elbow's going to come over for you. You then reach over, grab his wrist, and then with the other hand, you reach in like you're cradling a baby. Here, like this, like you're cradling a baby.
So go back to when she twists the arm. So she twists it.
Right.
And then where?
Now, hold it with your left hand. Hold it with your left hand. You got it out. Now reach up under his armpit with your right hand. There you go. Now pull his elbow down. Take your left hand and pull his elbow down. And there you go. Now reach up with your right hand and grab his wrist. On the other side, go inside. Go inside. Grab his wrist on the inside. There you go. Now turn into him and put the left hand around. No, on top. Go on top. You got to go on. There you go. Now cradle like a baby, like you're holding Ajna. But turn him. No. Turn to your right. No. Turn to your right. There you go. Lift that elbow up. Lift his elbow up like you're holding Ajna. Lift his elbow up and push his wrist down. Lift elbow up, press wrist down. There you go. That's it. That's the reverse arm lock. Because you want to get that wrist up to the ceiling. But you cradle it like you're cradling a baby. The only difference is that you want to turn the baby upside down and get his elbow to be pointing up as you're pulling his wrist down. That's painful. And then there's some other stuff you can do with it. Once you get that, you pull him up, reach over, and push his head out. When you do that, it stretches his neck, which is also painful. Now, did the two of you do it? All right, they will show you how it's done. You need to get a dish rag. See, arm bar into a reverse shoulder lock. Arm bar into a reverse shoulder lock. You do one side, you do the other. Very painful.
He's not twisting. It doesn't look like he's twisting before.
Yeah, he has to twist the elbow. He has to twist the wrist. I find it, to me, it's so much easier because the wrist is connected to the elbow is connected to the shoulder. When you start twisting the wrist, they give you the shoulder, they give you the elbow without you having to do anything. And then if you are doing either a reverse arm lock or reverse shoulder lock, they're going to give you that shoulder by twisting the wrist. Everything starts with twisting the wrist. All right, so that takes care of the arm lock, reverse. And the next one is the bridging elbow break. Bridging elbow break. Person punches. There's a double outside slapping block. You get the elbow up and hit it, and like a lever. This is the fulcrum. You hit it and pull it down at the same time. Then what we do is we do a series of them. Bridging elbow break. Put it on your shoulder. Reach over. Break it on your shoulder. Then we turn and put it on the shoulder again, step back in, and then stand up. So, idea. I get to it with a double inside slapping block. I'm hitting him inside. Take your left hand and hit it in. Take the right hand, reach over, grab the wrist. Take the wrist, turn it up. Hold it up. Then reach over and put your palm on his elbow, on the elbow. Put it on the elbow. Push and pull. Push and pull. No. Don't get up on your toes. You want to hit it. You want to hit it. No, your hand is on his tricep. It's got to be right on the elbow. 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 Right there. Now push and pull. Push it and pull it. No, keep your hand up under. Hit up under. Hit the elbow. See, when you do this, you will swing it up to lock it. See, as soon as you turn that wrist, you lock the elbow. While it's in this vulnerable position, you hit it. You turn and hit it. And you pull down. The elbow. You must hit the elbow. And then pull down. Hit the elbow and then pull down. Right. And then what you do, now there's only one drawback with the bridging elbow break. May I have your attention? Small person is going to have a difficult time getting it to work on a tall person. The only part of it that will work on anybody is just turning and hitting. But the moment I reach over and I put it on my shoulder and I reach over to grab his shoulder, I break it. I'm a little taller than Jabari, so it'll work. But if I'm down here and trying to reach up, it's difficult for somebody. But the one that works on everybody, as soon as you swing that arm up, you hit that elbow and you pull at the same time. Hit, pull. That will break that elbow. So they will demonstrate for you. See, this way they can do it both sides. You want to become very proficient at doing it both sides because the person may slide off and you turn and realize you can grab the other arm and you keep grabbing arm. All right. No. The other way, Crazy. You get it from the double inside. There you go. There you go. And then reach across the person and grab their shoulder. Right. And then sit down and stand up. That one just turned right. Hit. Then reach over, turn, put it on. There you go. Perfect. 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 All right, the next one, that covers all of the arm bars. Reverse arm lock, reverse shoulder lock, and bridging elbow break. Did we throw something else in there? Oh. Yeah, I won't take up any time with that. The other one is now we're into the shoulder lock. All of these are shoulder locks. This is the come along shoulder lock. I get to the come along shoulder lock by inside slapping block. Somebody punches me, I block, deflect, block, grab. Then I reach over I hold on to this arm, reach over, bring my arm up, and then I press down. I don't care who they are, they're going down. From here, a knee strike. So it's all done in one motion. You block, grab, swing, reach over, pull down, grab. That's it. And then your knee. There you go. That's child abuse question. That's child abuse. So that is called the come along shoulder lock with a knee to the face.
Basically, we don't need to worry about any spankings. What you say, Adia? Say it again. Say it again.
There is a limit to how far you can go with that with Adia. With them thugs in the street, it's unlimited. So they're gonna show you. They're gonna show you the come along shoulder lock. The other way. Get from double inside. Change sound like female problem, you think? No, double inside. That's outside. You get it from a double inside slapping block. No, that's outside.
That's outside.
Let me just show you something. Come here. When I say inside and outside, there are three ranges. In Palmacore, we call it LAR. L for level, remember upper level, middle level, lower level. A is for angle. Angle is either front or back, or front and back. Then we have ranges. This is an outside range. Since this is his right arm, this is right outside range. This is inside range, and this is outside range. This is his left arm, this would be left outside range. So when I say double inside slapping block, I'm pressing it inside. Remember, we call this the center line. Stuff is either moving towards the center line or stuff is moving outside the center line. So when I say a double inside slapping block, I'm pushing it inside into the inside range. So with the come along shoulder lock, double inside slapping block, turn that wrist, hold on to it, reach over, pull down, and now you can let it go. That's when you grab the head and knee strike. But you want to hold on to it. So double inside slapping block, double inside. Good. Double inside. Slap with your right hand first. The other one now, grab his wrist with your left hand. Grab his wrist with your left hand. Turn it. There you go. Now, reach over and come up under the armpit. There you go. No, the other way. No, the other way. Keep turning there you go. Keep turning his wrist. Put your hand up on his shoulder with your right hand up on his shoulder. No. You got to hold on until you can pull him down. Pull him down. There you go. Pull him down. You got to be inside that shoulder. Inside the shoulder. And you hold, there you go. That's perfect. Now turn his left arm, bend his left arm inward. Bend his left arm inward. There you go. Right there. That keeps his head down. Now reach over with your left knee and knee him in the face. Yeah, hold his head down. You can let go with your left hand. Left hand let go and put both on his head. Right, now put it on his head. There you go. There you,
What's up?
that's it. That's it. But in order for you to let go with your left hand, in order for you to let go, you've got to bend that arm. As soon as you bend his arm about behind his back, you can let it go. Because once it's behind his back like this, it's difficult for him to get it out. Now you can let it go. From here, you can let it go. Reach over with both hands, and then take his head. I normally lift the person's head up and smash it down like you're smashing a coconut on a rock. I lift the head up and smash it down. There you go, just like that. Just like that. And you want to do it to both sides, so you get comfortable with sliding both sides. With your left. There you go. All right. That's the come along shoulder lock. Now what we're going to do is the reverse shoulder lock. The reverse shoulder lock, I get to reverse shoulder lock from a double outside slapping block. So double outside slapping block, I turn the wrist out. Keep turning because I want that elbow to come in. Soon as that elbow comes in, I reach over. And then I look at him, and then I come up. Now I can let him go. I can reach over like this and rip out the throat. Exactly. So again, you get to it from a double outside slapping block, turn right. Now, once you have it up there, there you go. Now, also with it, once you come over, you can reach over and grab the head like this. Reach over and grab the head like this. And then you can knee. Right. And then take the knees out. There you go. Right. When the person goes down, they snap their own neck.
Oh, they snap your neck. Sorry.
So, no. You want to be from you want to get to it from a double outside slapping block. You're doing a double inside. Double outside. No, when I say double outside, the hand that is pushing is always the opposite hand. There you go. It slaps. And then as soon as it slaps, you reach up. Slap with your left hand, block with your right hand, reach with your right hand, and start twisting that wrist. Reach over and twist again. Then reach over with your left hand. There you go. And then slide it. That's it. And then come down. Now turn towards him. Turn your whole body towards him so you can get your hand up under. Get your hand up under so that you can reach his chest. No. Start all over again. Double outside slapping block. Nope. Double outside is always opposite. There you go. There. Now reach up and twist the wrist outward. No. With your right hand, twist the wrist out. Right hand twist. There you go. You see how that elbow comes up? Now with your left hand, reach over and pull his elbow down with your elbow. Pull his elbow down with your elbow. No, bring your elbow up. There you go. Right. Now pull it down. Pull down. Pull it down with your whole body. Pull down with your whole. There you go. Excellent. Now reach up under and grab his chest. Reach up under. No, with your left hand. You're holding his right hand. There you go. Reach up and grab his chest. There you go. That's it. Now stand up. Look up. Reach over and grab his throat with your right hand. Reach over and grab his throat. No, the other way. Inside. There you go. Inside. Pull his head back. Pull his head back. There you go. There you go. And you can rip out his Adam's apple.
You're gonna have some dead family over here in Alabama. Missing legs, missing throats.
All right, so that was reverse arm lock. That was reverse shoulder lock. The next one is the opposite shoulder lock. Now, get into an opposite shoulder lock. I get into it from a double inside slapping block. Double inside slapping block. So the left hand block, the left hand deflects. This deflects. The right hand blocks. The right hand twists almost into a prone wrist lock. So from here, I transfer to my left hand. I reach up, pull the person in this way, pull him down. So you pull this way, take the ridge hand of this hand, pull him down. Then, holding his hand up, your elbow is going to be on his shoulder. Reach, pull this down, hold that. Now, this is a quarter. What I showed you was the opposite shoulder lock into a half opposite shoulder lock where, turn around so they can see. You see his head. You want to stick your leg right next to his head. You are holding this wrist. Don't let go of that wrist. Take this hand, reach up under, and then pull it down. So this is a quarter. When you step in between, you put his head between your legs, holding here, and then you pull up. Very painful. This is a full. You're on this side now, holding this wrist. The only difference, instead of putting your hand up under his arm, you reach and grab the shoulder, and you know how you pull a chicken wing off? You use your body weight to press his head down. You take and you rip the whole arm and shoulder. You rip it out by pulling it this way. So you pull and rip the whole arm out. Any comments?
I'm
So
going
they will
on this side. I'm going to rip her shoulder out.
Yeah. That's the end goal, is to rip the shoulder out. So they're going to show you. No. That's reverse arm lock. Reverse shoulder lock. Oh, you didn't do reverse arm lock. Reverse shoulder lock, excuse me. They're going to reverse shoulder. Good. Now, in order for you to get it, you do it again. Do it again. Now turn. Come around, turn into him. There you go. Pull down and come up. See, if you stand on the side, you got to turn into him. Turn. There you go. Keep turning. Keep turning. Now, if it's difficult from here, if you're having difficulty, I take my elbow and I bring it down into his elbow. You see how it stretches him out? Then I turn into him. And then I shoot my hand down. I get it down as far as I can, pull it up here, and then you pull him over and take out that Adam's apple. But with the reverse shoulder lock, you did the reverse shoulder lock? Oh, it's your side. Oh, okay. So they're doing the opposite shoulder lock now. This is the opposite shoulder lock. Right. I get it from a double inside. Double inside, turn it out, push him down. That's quarter. You gotta step back, step back. Full, ripping the shoulder. All right, do it where you're standing over here, Jabari, so they can see the shoulder. Yeah, yeah. But you're holding, no, your right hand should be holding her wrist. Your right hand should be holding her wrist. There you go. Now put your left hand up under. When you're in the quarter position, it's under. Go back, quarter position, it's under. See how she spins out? That's why you have to have your leg blocking her head from spinning out. No, the other way. Everything is fine except for your left hand. Go up under. There you go. Shoot it in. You see where? There you go. Like you're curling a weight. But you got to keep your leg to keep her from turning. There you go. That's half. Now when you step over, that's full, but you take your hand out and grab her wrist. Grab her shoulder. Take your left hand out, grab her shoulder. There you go. And then start pulling it in your direction. That rips the shoulder out. But you see, you got to keep the arm bent. You got to keep the arm bent. There you go. Arm bent. No, you don't reach your hand up under. You just grab the shoulder and pull it. Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Here.
Now you're outside the camera angle. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And you just rip up the shoulder. Pull the arm and the shoulder up at the same time, like you're ripping off a chicken wing. No, you get it from a double inside slapping block. Double inside, no, double inside. That's outside. Okay, your left hand, audience, your left hand. There you go. Now bring it down and grab his wrist with your right hand. With your right hand, grab his wrist. Now twist his wrist out with your right hand. There you go. And put it into your left hand. Take your left hand now and grab it. There you go. Now reach up under his arm and pull his elbow towards you. Pull it towards you. No, face him. No, all you want to do is collapse his shoulder. Turn and face him. No, turn and face him. Just take your elbow, take your forearm and put it inside his elbow. Just hit it up in his elbow because you're going to bend his elbow. No, not wrap his elbow. Just take your hand and bend. No, pull your arm out. Just your forearm should hit his elbow. Just your forearm. No, that's your bicep. Just your forearm should hit his elbow. Now pull his elbow towards you. So you bend, pull, and push. There you go. Pull and push. There you go. Now reach up with your right hand and push his shoulder down. There you go. With your ridge hand. There you go. That's it. That's the opposite shoulder lock. Now pull the arm out and then slide your right foot next to his head. Slide your leg next to his head. No, hold on, no. Your left hand has to continue to hold. Left hand has to continue to hold his wrist. Pull out your right hand. But you got to keep his arm bent. Keep his arm bent because you're going to, there you go. Now stick your right hand into his forearm. There you go. Now pull it up like you're pulling up a weight. Pull it up. And bend, there you go. Now bend it around his back. Bend it around it, there you go. Now take your right hand and keep holding his wrist. Right hand, hold his wrist. Now step and put your right hand next to his head, your right leg next to his head. Right there, that's good. So his head doesn't turn. Now take your left hand and pull up on his bent arm.
Left hand?
Yeah, that left hand. No, inside. Inside. Inside is, there you go. Now turn your palm. Turn the palm up. Turn your palm up. There you go. Pull there. Pull it right there. That's it. But you got to have your right leg bracing his head so he doesn't spin. Come back around so that you use your head, your leg to brace his head. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. You've got to put your right leg against his head. Now that's a full if you put his head down like that. But first walk around and put your right leg against his head. Where's your right leg?
Here.
Okay, walk around. Keep walking. Keep walking around. No, not that way. The other way. Keep walking. There you go. Because you see, if you don't, he's going to spin around on you. Now take your left hand and put it inside of his arm, the bent arm. Take your left hand, put it inside. Now pull up. Now pull up. No, 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 no. No. Turn your palm up. Turn your palm so it faces up. There you go. Grab his arm. Grab his forearm. Pull up right there, just like that. Pull up. Keep pulling it up until he says out. All right. Now put his leg between put his head between your legs. But you got to hold his wrist. With your right hand, you got to hold his wrist. You can't let his wrist out, nor can you let him unbend his arm.
You're all right. You're all right.
That's right. There, now go and all the way so that your left leg is bracing the left side of his head. Now walk over. But hold on to his arm. You got to hold on to his arm. That's right. Now walk over and put your left leg against his left side of his head. Put your left leg against the left side of his head. Right there. Good. Now pull up. Pull up. Now take your left hand out and grab his shoulder. Take the left hand out. That's your right hand. Left. Now grab his shoulder. Grab his shoulder. Right there. Now pull with everything you got. Pull his arm. There you go. That's it. But you got to hold on with your right hand. You got to hold on to his wrist. So you need both hands to be holding when it's a full opposite shoulder lock. Both hands. Right hand is holding his wrist. Left hand reaches up and holds his shoulder and rip out the shoulder. All right. That is all of the shoulder lock. That's all the shoulder lock. Now, Tai Chi. So, I'm going to show you sticky hands. All right, take your right foot and put it inside his right foot. Put your right foot inside. The back of your wrist. Put the back of his wrist. Now, get into a forward stance. Now I'm going to be doing both. So when I am pushing back, he's yielding. When he pushes back, I yield. Push, push. Now this is sticky hands. You want to learn how to stick to your opponent. Okay, Adia, you have to go from a forward stance to a reverse stance. When he pushes you, you have to yield. Go back, yield. When he pushes you, you got to yield. All right, is that Serenity? All right, Serenity. All right, Indigo. You finally awake. You're finally up. All right, Adia. You've got to keep him from pushing your arm against your body. So, come here. When he pushes me, I'm going to yield. But you want to keep daylight between you . See, the trick is to empty that hip. Empty it. Empty it. Empty it. Empty it. See, I'm pushing you with my hip. See? My hip. Now, when you push me, I empty it. Hip, empty hip. Hip, empty hip. Hip, empty hip. Hip, empty hip. So my hip is hitting. My arm is just here. You see? So you want to learn how to drop that hip. You know, when we were training, Infant DJ had us walk like a woman. So you want to. Well, I'm saying you don't have to, but you got to know when they drop that hip. Yeah, I'm just saying that dropping that hip. You and me both, because it was funny. 15, 20 guys walking across the gymnasium for like a woman. But that's what you want to do. You want to drop that hip because you're throwing that hip into them. bam. And you're learning how to get your shoulders concave. So you want to be like this. One of the ways that helps you is when we're doing wave hands in clouds. You're forcing your body to become these two shoulders. Yeah, but Indigo's got to go back. He's got to rock back and forth from a forward stance to a reverse stance. Forward stance to reverse stance. And the trick is you've got to empty your hip. The rotation is with the hip. Empty the hip. Empty the hip. There you go, Quasi. That's it. Empty that hip. And then you want to push, empty the hip. When he pushes you, you empty the hip. There you go. You're hitting him with your hip. The hip is what pushes. The arm is just there. The hip hits. And it empties. Hit, empty. Hit, empty. Hit, empty. Hit, empty. So watch. Come here. So watch. You see I empty, I hit, empty. 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 Hit. So that's what you're doing. And that's why you don't have any soreness in your shoulders or anything, because your shoulders ain't doing anything. All right, Quasi, I'm going to show you push hand. That's sticky hand. This is now push hand. This is push hand. So, person pushes, come up, push. You'll break so that you can see that I have captured your arm. This one comes up, turns this way, and I push. Now, what you want to do is when I go to push you, I push. Now, you come under. You see how I grab here? Now you push. I'm up under. But you want to get it right. See my hand comes over? Here, right here. Now, sit back. I'm going to push. You sit back. Your hand is going to come over. This hand is going to be on my... So when I come down, I come over, I lift. And you sit back. When I push, you're gonna have now. Step on it. So when we're doing the form, when we're doing the form and we're into grasp the bird's tail, this is what's happening. He's pushing on this arm, push. This arm comes under, lifts, this arm pulls in the form. And then this hand comes up under, I grab this hand, comes up under, I step, throw, pull, come up under, here, then reach in. This is grab the bird's tail. This is pull down, and then this is press. So in the beginning of Tai Chi, the form comes up like this, goes down. Then it comes up, and the person is pushing on your arm. You're reaching out here, you're coming up under, and then the whole feet turn. You're pulling the person out this way. This hand drops, you step, this hand comes up to grab under the other armpit, you pull into pong. Pong is like a ping pong ball. You pong it. But because it flows like a snake, when you grab him, you turn him, this hand shoots down, comes up under, foot steps, you lift up. This hand turns, so you'll be in this position. Then you will pull down, you will roll him over. This is called a pull down. Then you're in the position, his shoulders down, press. When you come back, you're lifting his arms up. He's trying to push you. You're lifting your arms up so that you just press him. You don't push him all the way back. You just push him. Now you have a choice. Come under, strike, reach, pull, come under, sit back, turn. And then you fling it. That's the whip part. You fling it. Stick out. He's still traveling that way. It's like if you had a top of something and you just flung the top. Fling. The person's still traveling that way, and you remember that bridging shoulder break? His arm is over your shoulder. You pull it. So that's when you get this. Push, turn, break. Then you go into what's called lifting hand. This hand comes over, the whole body turns, like you're swatting, a tennis ball. Then this hand swats down, and it's called playing the lute. This is the handle of the lute. This is the butt part of the lute. You smack that elbow. Then you turn, elbow stroke, sit back, shoulder stroke, palm. Then you pull. You reach over like a bridging shoulder break. You reach over and you pull, and you clip at the same time. After you have shoulder stroke, palm, now you're going into single whip. You're grabbing that shoulder and you're clipping the person's leg. You turn them here and you're kicking him, throwing him down. When he's going down, his other arm is going this way to brace himself. This arm is up here and you hold on to it and he breaks his arm. Then from here, in the postures, you see him let the person go. This then deflects downward. This hand is coming over to that corner to hit that shoulder. You're stepping. This hand is coming over to hit this shoulder. Hits this shoulder, steps up. You can either hit this shoulder. I look for the shoulder, or you can hit the face. The moment you come over, you have, come in. When you come down, you're reaching over to grab this shoulder and you're driving to that corner over there. So you're set. He's here. You can hit the face, you can hit the shoulder. This comes down, grabs, this reaches over, grabs, step, hit. Come down, play the loop. Then this comes over. And then you're into brush knee, twist step. So brush knee, 90 degrees, brush knee, twist step. Step 90 degrees. Coming across, brush knee right, palm strike left. Same thing, you'll reach over, you'll come across to that corner, and then you'll step up half a step into play the lute again. Then you'll come over, hit, punch down, block, twist step, parry, step up, punch. That takes you to the first crossing hand. Now, I sent you the names of each of the postures. Before we do Tai Chi, we do sticky hand and push hand so that you get familiar with push hand. The person is pushing you. In the form, the person is pushing you. This hand comes under, turns, the whole body shifts on the heel. Tai Chi is different than other arts because you're always turning on your heel. This is what enables the body to move as a single unit. The moment you turn this foot out, you go on your toes, you have separated this leg from the rest of the body. And it's only this leg power. But when you are swiveling on your heels, the whole body is involved. So when the form comes up, this is a block. Come here, Jabari. In the preparation. And right there. In the preparation, the person goes to choke you. You push up, down. So, that's the form. Coming up, block, palm strike, block, palm strike, block, palm strike. Now, coming up, the person is pushing, you're holding him up, come here. Press down on my arms. See, this is what you're doing. You're holding him up. He's trying to get at you and you're holding him up. You turn slightly this way, come up under, now push down. See, he's pushing down. I release. You see how he automatically is coming. Again, I release. Push down, push hard. You see? Now I reach for under here because I want to control it. So I can take him back this way, but I just want to get him off balance enough for me to get him this way, pull him this way, shoot, pull him this way, and then come up under and down. That whole segment is called grasp the bird's tail. Ward off left, ward off right, grab the bird's tail. Pull the bird's tail down. Press down on the bird. Come up, and when you're coming up, go to choke me. I'm coming up, but I'm not trying to push him far. I just want to push him down like this so that I can come here and then sit back and then take him this way to whip him and throw him. But that's what you're doing. Here, you pull him, sit back so that you can turn and whip him. As he's heading that way, you're holding his arm. You know you got the arm. You just put it out to brace it, so you allow his body weight to take that arm out. And then they call it lifting hands. I prefer from here in a combat situation, next person coming, like we do a knife. When person's coming in with a knife, this is all you're doing. You're blocking that next hand, blocking, hitting that elbow, stepping over, elbow stroke into his breastplate or solar plexus. Then turn, shoulder stroke into it. Reach up. This is called palm. Reach up, palm. I pull back slightly for me to reach over and grab. And then I'm clipping. So I'm pulling and I'm clipping at the same time. And this puts you in the stalk cools its wing. Now the person is coming. They're trying to tackle you. You push that arm over. This one comes over. Now you're holding his arm up by the upper arm. You're holding this one down by the wrist. Now you step. You hold him out here. And then you hit the face. You step up, reach up under the armpit, step up, go back to play the loop, and then you break that elbow. Then you let the person go. Let him go. Brush knee, twist step, turn. Brush, this is 90 degrees. Brush the right knee, palm strike, twist step. Come over, step up 90 degrees, brush knee, twist step. Step up, play the loop, reach over, strike, punch down, block up. Deflect down, block up. Step or twist step. Block, punch down, block, twist step, parry, step up, punch. Wipe, pull back. Wipe the grab off. Step. Push. Sit back. block, block, reach over, come up. Come here, Jabari. Person's coming from that direction. After you're pushed, you've sat back. Put your, like you're gonna grab my shoulder. Person is coming up with both hands. Person is coming up. You block here, reach down and grab. This is crossing hands. Now I teach them to drop down with this hand, drop down with this hand, turn, and this is called carry the tiger to the mountain. You have a face strike. Then from here, you go into pull down. But I do two things. When I face strike, I come, before I go into a pull down, I chop the back of the neck. Then I go into my pull down. And then I go into the press. Then I go into the roll back, into the push, but I don't push him way out of the way. I push him just enough to grab him. Now, I was teaching them, when you grab him, some people go into single whip, which you do. The only difference is, same thing. I grab, take the person, flip him over my leg, and then as I'm flipping him, this is called punch under the elbow. I'm holding his arms up, and I hit that solar plex. Bang! Reach over, punch, up under the chin. Then I reach, now we're going into repulse monkey. I grab that arm, and I turn that head, I punch it, I push it. I reach down, repulse monkey. Hit that face. Reach down, repulse monkey. Hit that face. And then you do this 4 times. Now you hit the face. Now you reach over, grab the person. And you're going to do the opposite of here. Where you came here, you now are going to be doing this, which is slant flying. So you're going to, from repulse monkey, you're going to hit the face, grab up under, grab over. Then this hand comes over and grabs this arm. This one comes up, grabs up under the armpit. Then you step 90 degrees. And you're holding the person, and then you whip them. They start sailing that way. You're holding on to the arm, and as they're going further back, it breaks. Then you sit back, lift hands, block, block, turn, elbow stroke, shoulder stroke, palm. Repeat, grab, throw down, break. Come over, grab, step, hit face, then come over, needle to the C-bottom, bridging elbow break. Pull that arm down, turn. Hit the base. This is called turn and chop with the fist. Turn, chop. You pull and chop. Bang. The base of the skull. Right. Come here, Jabari. From needle to the C-bottom. So needle to the C-bottom. That finger grab where we come down here. Then grab, throw the arm up. Break. This is called fan through the back. Most people, they say hit up under here, but there's nothing there. When you go needle to the C-bottom, needle to the C-bottom, down, grab, turn the wrist up. Turn the wrist up, exposing that elbow. Hit the elbow, break. Now turn the arm and swing it down this way and up. When the arm is here, collapse. No, the other way. When you turn it. Yeah, when you collapse it like this, you don't want to, you're just holding it here. Then you pull and hit the base of the spine. There you go. Pull, hit the base of the spine. Then you push this person out of the way. And then you come over, deflect, it would be coming over, deflect down. You would strike with this hand. Come here, Jabari. So after you've thrown the person out of the way, punch. Deflect down. Right. This hand comes over. Then you turn and you punch. Deflect down, this hand comes over. This hand slides down, this comes and punches. Even if he was the block, this hand is going to reach down. You're going to come up, parry, step, and then you're going to punch. Now, so that needle to the C-bottom, turn, break, swing it around, pull, base of the skull, turn, deflect downward, strike. Now, a lot of times when I deflect downward and strike, I hold the head and I hit it. Then I turn over, come up, parry, punch. Now from the punch, you want to pull this arm back. Like if he blocked for something in both arms. He blocked him somehow. I pull back, I wipe off. Now I have him here. I push him this way, all to get this. So pull back, wipe off into what they call diagonal palm. So you turn the person this way, diagonal palm. That's diagonal palm left. Diagonal palm right. Then reach over, grab the tail, pull down, press, roll back. But you don't push him away. All you're doing is to get his arms to drop. You just press so you get his arms to drop. For you to reach over, pull those arms together, sit back, turn, and then you fling the person and throw. As soon as you fling him and throw, and you're into single whip. This hand comes down, and it reaches up under the armpit. This hand drops down to the wrist. Step out, pull the person this way. So here, that wave hand in cloud. Come here, Jabari. Stand right there. So once I've pushed out single whip, I turn, and this person is coming this way. I come under, this hand swings over. I reach up under that armpit. I pull him. And then I pull him this way, reach under, grab him. You want to come all the way up. You grab him this way, step, take him all the way up, this way. And all you're doing is going him back and forth until at the end you get him and you throw him again out this way. Right. But you don't throw him all the way. You grab this hand, you pull it. That's called grab the bird's tail. This is high pat on horse's ass. Last time you flung him, you're holding on to this arm, you pull it and then come over. Grab this shoulder. This is called high pat on horse's ass. Push down, strike with the finger to the eye. Then this hand comes under, reaches over. This hand comes up, pressing him down just like that. Into separate right and left. So up under, turn, push down. So you separate right foot. Then you reach over, come up under the armpit, reach over, grab the arm, pull it over. Now you're into an opposite shoulder lock here. Press down, kick. Separate left. Then you turn. Hands up, kick. That's a left heel kick. Then you push out. I'll be facing you. After you have kicked, reach over and grab that shoulder, push that arm down, reach over and hit that shoulder. Step 90 degrees, reach over and hit that shoulder. Then step 90 degrees, pull this arm out, strike down to hit the groin. Then reach up, turn, just like you did before, and hit the base of the skull. So this arm, after you, come here, Jabari. So the last move from left heel kick, strike, strike. This hand pushes his right hand out. You hit that groin. Holding it, you reach. So it's here. Reach, hit that groin. Here. Hit the base of that skull. Either with your fist, they call it turn and chop with the fist. Either with the fist, with the elbow. And then you turn, say here, you turn, and again, grab, hit that face, hit that temple, drop down, step, parry, punch. Now, when you punch, pull back, turn, wipe off, into palm. You push out. Come here, Jabari. Soon as you push out, here, the only difference is you want to hold them here, reach over, hands out, kick. Right, this is a right heel kick. You're spreading his arms out for you to kick. So in the form, here, comes in, separate. I grab the two arms to pull them towards me into the breastplate and shoulder plexus. Then this hand comes down, press it down, press down, then strike the throat. Right. So you hold, kick, come here. So after you've separated, you kick, press, press, strike. Right. Then soon as soon as you kick his right arm, press it down. His left arm, press it down. His throat is right there. Strike. Hit right in the throat. Then you're going to box the tiger left. Box the tiger left, you're going to sweep down to block. If the person is coming to tackle you from this side, you reach down, I scoop and grab both arms together. Then I come over with this arm, press both down, step, punch. Box the ear of the tiger. Right. Now I scoop both arms. Hold it down, now reach over. There you go, reach over. Now step with the other hand and punch. There you go. Now you're turning, do the same thing behind you. The person is coming to tackle you from behind. You sweep down, grab both arms. Step back, reach over, and strike. Strike, there you go. Now from that direction, you want to turn, grab this opponent, spread the arm, kick into the sternum, turn and face. You'll be facing a corner. You'll be facing the left front corner. Then the person is coming to tackle you. You press his arms down, and then box the ear of the tiger, right and left. Then you turn to the next opponent. Same thing. Cross hands, press out, kick. Then you spin, plant the heel, and turn. Scoop down, separate, kick. Block, twist step, parry, step up, and punch. No, from here, you're going to pull back, wipe off, push, sit back, turn to block this strike coming from here, step up to block this strike coming from here. Now you're at the second crossing hand. Then same thing. I teach them to drop this hand down, grab, drop this hand. Right. And so this hand is on his other hand. I turn and I carry the tiger to the mountain and I strike the face. Now you have the option, because when you come up under that armpit, after he struck his face, you come up under the armpit. I turn and chop the back of the skull. I turn and chop it. Then I slide down. I grab the bird's tail. I slide down, and then get in a position, press. Then I roll back, hold the person's arms. Come here. This is what you should look like when you roll back. This is what you should look like when you're rolling back. The two of you should be like this. Here, put your hand on mine. The two of you should be like this. You don't want to push him away. You just want to push enough to drop his hands down for you to come up. Now, I teach them to come over and strike. But for me, I come here. Turn the person. And you want to turn them just like in single whip. Whip them around holding onto this arm. So when you press here after the second crossing hand, I just push him. I stop him from pushing me over. I just stop him enough for me to snatch him down, grab him, turn him, fling him, and now you're facing one of the corners. You press, break. Then you move into what is known as parting wild horse main. You bring this hand over. You bring this hand down. This hand comes over. This one comes up. You step 90 degrees. The difference between slant flying and parting wild horse main is you're just holding on to that arm, holding on to this arm, and you break it here. You break it here. The other two you flung. Start cruiser's wings, you flung. Slant flying, you flung. Parting wild horse main, you just grab and you just break like you're ripping a phone book. You got the phone book and you're ripping it. Then you turn the same way. You're here, rip, twist step, come over, reach under, step 90 degrees, rip the phone book. Twist step, come over, step 90 degrees, you're holding the phone book. You rip the phone book, which breaks the arm. And then you, from here, you go into grasp the bird's tail. Ward off left, grasp the bird's tail, ward off right. And then you're into grab the tail, pull down, press, roll back, push, same thing, grab, sit back, turn, fling, break. Now the next segment is Fair Lady Waving that Shuttle. Now, Fair Lady Waving that Shuttle, the application is somebody's grabbed your arm. They're holding you like this. You turn this arm up, this hand comes under, and it scoops up. And then this hand drives down. So in the form, it's here, turn, scoops, pull down, strike. Now, Fair Lady Waving at corner, or they call it four corners. That's one corner. Now you have to go 180 degrees to the next corner over here. Strike. Corner over here. Lift up, strike. Now you have to go all the way around again to this corner. Strike. Then reach over. Grab the person and pull them. And you're into grasp the bird's tail, ward off left. Palm. Turn. Shoot this arm under. Turn it. Lift up. Then turn back. Palm. Reach down. Rotate. Press. Roll back. Push. Grab, fling. Throw. Then I turn. Now you're heading into snake creeps down. I'm just going to stay in place, but bring that arm all the way up so you can pull the person. Bring it all the way up so you can pull it. Now, the other thing you're doing is learning how to bring both these shoulders together as if you're going to touch these shoulders. So wave hands in clouds allows you to really work on bringing those shoulders together. This is the snake part of Tai Chi. It's the boa constrictor. When you come up under the person, you're squeezing them. Come up under the person, you're squeezing them. Come up under the person, you're squeezing them. Then from here, you turn and you fling them. Push. Now, I don't push. I go past their head. I'm holding their arm. I go past their head. I grab behind the head and I pull down into snake creeps down. I continue to push their head down. Then I come up. This hand comes up. This hand is behind the head. I push up. Knee strike into golden cock stand on one leg, and then I come down to the base of the spine with my elbow. I reach up under that armpit, grab the head, pull it down. Come down on the base of the spine. Then repulse monkey. Repulse monkey. Repulse monkey. Repulse monkey. Repulse monkey. Then with this foot back, this hand reaches out. This hand reaches up under, grabs up under that armpit. This one comes here, and now we're in the slant flying. You sit back, step 90 degrees, and then fling it, holding onto this arm. Fling it and pull it across you. What you'll be doing is like this. When you fling him, you'll bend him like this. That will break that arm. So when you flung him, lifting hands or raising hands, sit back, push, push. Actually, you'll swing this way, swing back this way, like a door. Then you turn, elbow stroke. Sit back, shoulder stroke. Palm. Pull him around, you're whipping him now. The only difference is you're going to pull him and clip it. You're going to clip that leg and throw him down. Then this hand comes over, this one comes over, hit the face, needle to the C-bottom, fan through the back, whip around, pull, hit the base of the skull, break down, strike, strike, down, up, and when you punch, pulls back. This is diagonal pong, left, diagonal pong, right, and then roll, pull down, press, roll back, push, single whip, throw it around. Now this single whip, you'll go into wave hands and cloud. Here, fling. Flinging, throwing. Now what I do is I go past the person's head, chop, as I swing around. Now, as you swing around, all you're doing is separating. You're not really crossing hands. You're just separating the person's arm for a heel kick, right heel kick. Then brush knee, twist step. Now, as you twist step, punch down, pull, back, pong, pong, down, down, press, roll back, push, into single whip again. Now from here, single whip, you will reach out, grab that head, pull that head down. Pull up, keep your hand behind the head, pull up, and it says step up to form 7 stars. I'm holding behind the head, and come here, Jabbar. I'm holding behind the head like this. I come up and I punch right up under the throat, or you can punch up under the chin. It's called step up. So when you're here, step up to form 7 stars. You're holding that head and you're coming up and hitting that chin. Then same Stalk cools its wings, step back, pull the person, fling them down, break. Now what I do is I grab the person and I fling it. And I fling it. Foul! So what it is, I fling him, I fling him, I fling him. Right. Right. Then from here, you go into step, shoot the tiger with the bow. They say that, you know, from here, this arm holds the opponent's arm. You strike the groin. I prefer to strike the head, but shoot the tiger with the bow. So when you hit here, reach over, grab the bird's tail, pull it down, then step up, block, twist step, parry, step up, punch. Sit back, pull back, wipe off, push, sit back, block, block, up. And then I step. That's the whole form with my application. So, as I told you before, this is something that you will develop for the rest of your life. It will return your flexibility to that of an infant. It will cause you to deep breathe. You want that deep breathing that you get from doing Tai Chi, and it teaches you balance. And also, you begin to see Tai Chi was based on the interplay of the snake and the crane. And so stalk cools its wings, snake cools down. I found that in wave hands and clouds, that shooting this hand up, most people do it like this. And the problem I had with all of their applications, a snake doesn't necessarily fight from long range. A snake is always in close and personal. So Tai Chi is an in close and personal martial art. And then you have block. A snake doesn't have any arms to block. What a snake does is yield. So the interplay with the crane is the block. So when you palm, that's the bird palming. When you reach up and grab and pull, that's the snake reaching up and coiling and lifting up. Now, the crane is what grabs the bird's wings and pulls down, and the crane is using its wings to press the prey down, and then that's where you have the press. Roll back, this is the crane. The crane is rolling back, and it's not rolling back to push the person away, because that'll make sense. If you push him away, he's just going to come back. When you push him away, you want to give him a gift, so he don't come back. And that's where you break something, and then let him go. So in developing Tai Chi for myself, throughout the entire form, I'm only fighting one person. So when I break this shit, I lift him back up and we get back again. I break his shit again, I lift him back up and we get it again. The entire form, I'm just fighting one person. And when I realized that by bringing him back into play for me that I'm in control, of whoever it is that I'm fighting, because I'm not just fighting them to let them go. I'm fighting them for 20, 30 minutes. Now, if I can fight you for 20 minutes and I can fight you for 20 minutes, everybody I fight, I'm fighting for 20 minutes. I'm just not letting them go. I'm not letting them go until I give them a gift. So, as I was telling Jabari, I've been at this 40 years. This part of my investment in putting a fighting art in the family tree, and that's why I realized I need weapons. So for 23 years, I've been training weapons. Now I look around the world and I see arts that are very formidable. Muay Thai is very formidable. Their kicks are designed to break you down. And so Tai Chi has an application for the Muay Thai kick, as well as has its own delivery, so that when you neutralize their kick, they have to rely on their hands. Ground fighting with jujitsu and submission holds. You have to know how to get out of a side mount, a full mount, submission holds. You got to learn how to get out of them, because if somebody takes you to the ground, for us, we don't want to go to the ground. So we're doing everything to upset your balance rather than you upset our balance. That's why most times a person is taken to the ground by somebody reaching in and tackling them. That's why I wrap. When I don't block, I wrap. Bring this hand over. Now, when I wrap, I have two strikes. I have a strike this way, reach down, grab. I have a strike this way. And then, as I said, I use the same person. I fling them around. Come up under them, wrap, strike, come up under them, strike. So I appreciate being able to share this with you. As I advance, because you want to add speed to everything that we're doing, and you want to be able to grab someone so tight that they can't get away from you. You know what you're doing. You're keeping them all balanced. Plus, if you're fighting a group of people, you take the first person and you use them as a shield. Now, for 5 of the 23 years, we were fighting using each other as a shield. We began to learn the psychology of people fighting you, a group of people fighting you. They hesitate hitting their friend. And that gives you the opening. When you push the friend in front of them and they're trying to avoid hitting their friend, that gives you the opening to be able to hit them. The friend is the last person to die. So you got to be able to control that friend. And that's where all the snake components of Tai Chi come in. So that's basically the class. Now it's up to them. We go into a knife at this point. And it's up to you.
Let me see. How long is knife? How long is knife? You got to back up.
Oh.
No, say, okay. All right. Let me
So
get
you know, here, you see my arm? That's the length.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
That's it. That's it. That's the same knife from Harbor Freight. The only difference with mine is I filled the handle You take that little clip off. Right. Pull all of that out. I got a roll of, I can't remember whether it's quarters or nickels. And in mine, I have a roll of quarters so that it's heavy. Now, I'm going to show you these. These are weighted. You hear that? They're weighted. I'm going to try and find where I got these from, and I'll send them to you. You want to be looking for them yourself.
What is it?
These are a metal ball.
Okay.
You want to learn to turn them in your hand without touching them. It returns and you want to go both ways, clockwise and counterclockwise, without them touching. It returns the flexibility of your fingers. So as you get older, this maintains the flexibility of your fingers, and it strengthens each one of your fingers. Now, this is important for this reason, and you want to work with both hands. There are 4 knife holes or 4 grips. The first grip, like this. This is called striker, a striking grip. When you turn it this way, this becomes, with the blade facing out, this becomes a reverse slash. So that's 2 of the grips. Strike and reverse slash. And you want, what you do to one hand, you want to do to the other. The next grip, there are only 4 grips. The next grip is a thrusting grip. Thrust. This is what people call stabbing. We call it thrusting. That's the 3rd grip. The final grip is slashing. This is a typical slash. This is when people using a razor. So in Pomoko, we have 2 couples. We have the striking and the reverse slash couple, these 2 couples. Then we have the second couple, which is thrusting and typical slash. So in double knife fighting, these 2 couples and these 2 couples, they got to work together. So if I'm the block sliding in, I am using this and coming up. Slide in, block. This is like a scissor to hold the person's arm in place. Slide up. Lower out. This block holds the arm or leg up, slices down. For lower in, this blade is here. This one holds the blade, the arm, and it slices down. Then lower out, oblique out. This comes over, and this pulls out. Then you have oblique in, block, block, cut. Next one is blocking down. This is called low. This hand also comes down to block, and it pulls out. Then step. This block, this comes up to hold the arm in place, slash. So those are the double knife slashes. What we go through when we start, and what time is it? It's up to them. We can go through the whole class, and then this way you'll have it recorded. We can do that today, or we can do it, if you want, we can do it today. It's up to you two. No, just the nice part. Now, I'm going to show you our drill for knife. Knife, we first learn how to twirl the knife. You got to be able to turn it in your hand, because you got to be able to switch grips. So you go clockwise. I do 10 either side, clockwise, and then you do 10 twirling, going counterclockwise. And your object is not to let the knife drop. All right, then you switch it into the other hand.
I said, why Steve holding the knife so far away?
So you do it both clockwise and counterclockwise. All right. Now, we go through the salutation for knife. So in the left hand, for Pomacole, this is our signature hold. In the left hand, we always have a reverse strike. So the salutation, if you're in an informal stance, I, and the hands open, thumbs up. I, fight, and then the thumbs come down. With, and then you draw it back, honor. And exactly that way, you want to have it so the person can't see the knife. Now I have it in my right hand. We also do it in the left hand. So, I, fight, thumbs down, on top. Left down, right on top. With, honor. So that's the opening salutation. The closing salutation, left hand, closing salutation, with the thumbs down, let the teeth, open them up, prevail. Thumbs out. And then down. And then right hand. I, thumbs down. Fight. Thumbs up. With, excuse me. May, thumbs down, may, the, thumbs up, peace, prevail. So that's the closing salutation. Open salutation, I fight with honor. Closing salutation, let the peace prevail. So we go through the block. We go through the knife strike. The first knife strike and we'll do it with right hand first. The salutation. I fight with honor. First, upper frontal attack to the forehead. 2, back stroke to the side of the neck. 3, now, both of these were strikes. So the first was an upper frontal strike attack to the forehead. The second one is a back stroke. So you know for a knife, for a strike, it's going to be down. There are only 3 knife strikes. It is, we call it 1, 2, 7. So 1, 2, come around your head, 7. In fact, I need to show you the, well, this is it. But in grouping, we have grouping. 1, 2, 7, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a grouping. And then 7, 8 is upward slash, 9 slash, reverse slash. Those are a group. That's 3. And then there's 11, 12. That's a typical slash. So those 4 grips are in these 12 strikes. So the first one, as I said, was 1, upper frontal attack strike to the forehead. 2, back stroke strike to the side of the neck. 3, step back. 3, prone thrust to the solar plexus. 4, supine thrust to the heart, step back. 5, uppercut to the uppercut thrust to the abdomen. 6, drive thrust to the side of the body. 7, reverse drive strike to the side of the neck. 8, outward reverse slash to the throat, step back. 9, upper slash to the throat. 10, downward slash to the throat. 11, typical slash, backhand typical slash to the side of the neck. 12, forehand typical slash to the side of the neck. Let the peace prevail. So, then we do it to the left side. I fight with honor. 1, upper frontal attack to the forehead. 2, back stroke strike to the side of the neck. 3, prone thrust to the solar plexus. 4, supine thrust to the heart. 5, uppercut thrust to the abdomen. 6, drive thrust to the side of the body. 7, reverse drive to the side of the neck. 8, outward slash to the throat, step back. 9, upward slash to the throat. 10, inward slash to the throat. 11, backhand typical slash to the side of the neck. 12, forehand typical slash to the side of the neck. And then let the peace prevail. Oh. So we did both right and left. So those are the knife strikes. And you already got the knife hold. Now, if you want, I will show you, before we go to stick, we will do our knife defense drill. You have a knife? We can use it. Either way. Yeah, that's fine. Now, the defense to each of those 12 strikes. If he has one of the rules of Pamiko, when it's weapon fighting, closer the better. So if he's coming with an overhead upper frontal attack to the forehead, that's number one. You want to come in with an inside. You want to, first of all, get out of the way of the knife. Sorry, stand over here. So if he's coming in, we always block the knife from the inside. There is no outside blocking knife. The reason there's no outside blocking knife is because the person is going to come down and clip you. So it's all inside block with knife. So it's an inside block. Then we're going to go to a supine wrist lock. So this is the primary hand. The ridge hand is going to hit the knife. The helping hand is going to come up to stop the knife from coming down. Then we're going to reach down and put a supine wrist lock onto the person's hand, turn them out, and then we're going to disarm. In knife fighting, we have an acronym for the sequence of defending against the knife. It's called Bahuti-R. V-U-H, log, hold, unlock, D, and then R is revenge or retaliate. So you start with block for number one upper frontal attack to the forehead, thrust, a strike attack to the forehead. The blocking, inside blocking hand is the primary hand. The other hand is the secondary hand. You're going to scoop down and put a supine wrist lock on. Take the person over. Now you've got the block. You've got the unlock, because you're unlocking his grip. Now so that you can see, you don't have to do much. If you press down on that knuckle, it's going to unlock his fingers. So you don't have to do much. That's why we put a supine wrist lock onto the person. Because two things. You want to disarm the person. That way he can never come back at you with a knife. When I watch TV and I see these people trying to kick the knife and, you know, they block the person and they push it back and the guy still got the knife in his hand, I feel like stabbing you. So unlock, disarm. When you disarm, you're holding the knife here, and then you slice back this way, and then you thrust this way. There's always two strikes on a retaliation, a slash and a thrust, or a reverse slash and a strike. So that's the knife disarm for number one, upper frontal attack. Number two is a backstroke. So your left hand is going to block the knife to stop it. The right hand, the helping hand, is going to come under, and then you're going to turn it into a supine wrist lock. Down again, so that was block, unlock, disarm, typical slash, thrust. So that's number two. Number three is a thrust. You can do it either way. Inner range, when you block, you want to block the wrist. So inner range, you block, and then you can roll it up into a supine wrist lock, take it out, strike, and slash, typical slash, and then a strike. Or what's better, let's see. Now, because it's so low, you can still use a wrist lock, supine wrist lock on the person. But from here, his hand is already in the prone position. It's just better to take him with a prone lock. And then you unlock and slash, and then the strike. So that's offer number 3. For right now, we'll be using supine and prone wrist lock. When they get better, we will be going to, this is a misdirection, redirection. See, when I did this, this is called misdirection and redirection, where you block misdirection, and then you take the knife out of their hand like this, redirection back into them. Another way, same thing. Instead of disarming with this hand, you turn, push, and you stab with that hand. But that's misdirection, redirection. I didn't get misdirection, redirection until I became a black belt. So everything he taught us was supine and prone wrist lock. The only problem with that, but he needed to show us that first, is that he could reach around and grab my neck. No, the other one. Right. So even though I may be, I've got to get the knife out of him, probably it'd be better doing it this way. But he could always grab me. So it's better redirection, because there's no way he can grab it. Another one, this one we do at a much higher level, where you turn and you take it out with one hand. So those are all the misdirection, redirection. But for right now, we're going to be doing the supine wrist lock. Now, there comes a time when the person is down so low that your block is going to have to be down. So come low. So you're going to execute block into a prone wrist lock. So at other level, mid-level, block, inside block, because there are no outside blocks. Inside block, except when it's low. See, the difference is when it's low, there's less chance of the person being able to clip you. But a prone wrist lock, which disarms, which unlocks, and then, strike. So those are the disarm for upper frontal attack to the forehead, 2 backstroke attack to the throat, and 3 prone thrust to the solar plexus. So we do those drills. The 2 of them do it together. Just show the drill. Yeah. Into a supine wrist lock. Now you see when he did it, I teach him that if you do it, to keep the person from reaching around and grabbing your head, when you do it, throw your body into him. So it stuns them. How are you cutting him with the backside? No. Inside block. Everything's inside block. And turn. See, to get it is just easy. Just stick your thumb up under the knife. You ain't gonna cut yourself. Stick it, there you go. And use the knife as a lever to turn his wrist. Do it slow, do it slow. Do it again. Inside block, inside block, inside block. Whatever you do inside, there you go. Now, reach your thumb up under, there you go. Slice that. And see, the only difference between me and my classmates is I tell them, you got to do what you do to one side, you got to do the other side. So that's the only difference between my classmates. Most of them can only go one way. So if I teach you that you learn how to disarm sliding right or left. So that's number 1 strike. We do the same thing with the number 2 strike and the number 3 strike. And then we work all the way up until they have learned how to defend against all 12 knife strikes using a supine and a prone wrist lock. Then, after they've learned that, we go into misdirection, redirection with the knife. And then, you know, depending on how deep they want to know how the rabbit hole goes, I will teach them single. First, we learn self-defense, which is defending against the knife in a hostage attack. Come here. In a hostage attack, there are a number of positions that you want to learn how to get out of. Somebody poking a knife at you in the front, somebody poking the knife at you where the knife is in front of your hand, knife behind your hand, other side, knife in front of your hand, knife behind you, behind your arm, then knife attack where they have you at the back and they have their hand on you, knife attack where their hand is around you and they've got, you know, they're holding you and they've got the knife here, and then we just get creative with it. So I will be teaching them how to defend themselves against a standing knife attack or what we call a hostage attack. Then I will show them how to defend themselves against a moving knife attack. And then we go into how to defend yourself against a double knife attack. So all that is on the knife family side. So right now what we normally in class, and I know this is a lot, I'm teaching them sticks. So right now we're going through the 20 stick strike and the 10 stick block. You want us to go through that? I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can do those strikes in the blocks.
All right. He gonna owe you guys.
Single or double?
Just single. You got the lead? Oh, okay. So these are the 20 knife strikes. And the salutation is the same as knife. So I fight with honor. First one is forehand strike to the left side of the head, 2 backhand strikes to the right side of the head, 3 forehand strikes to the left side of the body, 4 backhand strikes to the right side of the body, 5, prone thrust to the solar plexus. 6, prone thrust to the left chest. 7, supine thrust to the right chest. 8, backhand strike to the right side of the knee. 9, forehand strike to the left side of the knee. 10, prone thrust to the left eye. 11, supine thrust to the right eye. 12, downward strike to the top of the head. 13, backhand strike to the right ankle. 14, forehand strike to the left ankle. 15, two-handed butt stroke to the groin. 16, two-handed butt stroke to the solar plexus. 17, two-handed upward butt stroke to the chin. 18, two-handed circular butt stroke to the forehead. 19, forehand butt stroke to the left temple. 20, backhand butt stroke to the right temple. Let the peace prevail. Pulse. Then we do that to the right side and do it in the right. I fight with honor. 1, forehand strike to the right side of the head. 2, backhand strike to the left side of the head. 3, forehand strike to the right side of the body. 4, backhand strike to the left side of the body. 5, prone thrust to the solar plexus. 6, prone thrust to the right chest. 7, supine thrust to the right chest. 8, backhand strike to the left side of the knee. 9, forehand strike to the right side of the knee. 10, prone thrust to the left eye. 11, supine thrust to the right, this would be to the right eye. 12, downward strike to the top of the head. So it would be downward strike to the top of the head. 13, backhand strike to the left ankle. 14, forehand strike to the right ankle. 15, two-handed butt stroke to the groin. 16, two-handed butt stroke to the solar plexus. 17, two-handed upward butt stroke to the chin. 18, two-handed circular butt stroke to the forehead. 19, forehand butt stroke to the left temple. 20, backhand butt stroke to the right temple. Let the peace prevail. When I said with the left hand, this should be 19 is a forehanded butt stroke to the right temple. 20, backhand butt stroke to the left temple. Let the peace prevail. Pulse. Now we go into the block. So, I fight with honor. 1, inside vertical block. 2, outside vertical block. 3, inside reverse vertical block. 4, outside reverse vertical block. 5, lower inward vertical block. 6, outward vertical block. 7, upper frontal block. 8, step to the right, upper outer block. 9, step to the left, inward upper block. And then 10, step diagonally forward to left upper block. Let the peace prevail. Pulse. Left hand. I fight with honor. 1, inside vertical block. 2, outside vertical block. 3, inside reverse vertical block. 4, outside reverse vertical block. 5, lower inward vertical block. 6, lower outward vertical block. 7, upward frontal block. 8, step to the left, outward upper block. 9, step to the right, inward upper block. 10, step diagonally forward to a right upper block. Let the peace prevail. Pulse. So that's it. Then we go into Tai Chi. So you have to go. Then we close out the class. Bow to the founder. Bow to the senior students. Bow to each other. Amicable 7 counts of bowing. Chambers, may the righteous, dominate over the wicked. Po. Pamako Creed. Po. No mercy when my life and the lives of my loved ones are at stake. Po. And then that's it.
Alright. You got that, I'll send the link.
Huh?
Actually, I'll stop it.
So, as Jabari was saying, is normally is